addition to the Jitters Cafe team. We have an amazing coffee for you today. It's called the Ethiopia Harrar. It's a bit atypical from the classic Ethiopian characteristics of chocolate, cinnamon, honey, and that rustic flavor that you're used to tasting from Ethiopia. But it still features a perfect blend of these qualities throughout the duration of each roast level and each cup level. So we roasted it at 3 different levels, and we tasted it several times over those 3 different levels. We roasted it at City, City Plus, and the full City roast, and we prepared it over a couple different courses of preparation. So let's talk about the City level first. The City level, we prepared in a coarse grind at the French press level and a coarse grind at the pour-over preparation. And just to talk about the cup a little bit, the City level, it's an appropriate introduction to the coffee itself. And it features such dry aroma and wet aroma characteristics of tussin, it's syrupy, pancake smell, and my brother even called it something that we all remember too well from back in the day, a Nutty Buddy bar. The mouthfeel is very smooth and velvety at the City level roast, and it's a gorgeous coffee. It reminded me something cognizant of Peru, that strawberry-like characteristic. It introduces the bright flavors, and it finishes, it's a clean finish with a candy-like flavor. In the French press, that's what we experienced, but in the pour-over at the City level roast, we also experienced more of that chocolate note, more of the chocolate notes up front, as well as the fruity-like finish characteristic on the back end of it. So what we experienced in the full City level roast is more of the chocolate levels, a little bit of herb, which is a little bit different, but still some of the chocolate and the almond and the fruity characteristics that are indicative of the Ethiopian characteristics. So let's just talk about some of the preparations that we did. First, we prepared, of course, we always prepare it first in the French press because that's one of the best types of preparation that you can get to experience a certain coffee. And we prepared it in a coarse grind, still some of the same nutty characteristics in the scent and aroma, the pancake and the Nutty Buddy bar, tussin, smooth and velvety mouthfeel, and up front in the higher level, in the higher degrees, it was a lot more chocolate, buttery popcorn, a hint of blueberry softness to it, and of course we all love that buttercream frosting that we like to eat on cake, and that's part of what we experienced in the French press. What we experienced in the pour-over was a semi-fine grind, still that smooth, velvety mouthfeel, a little bit of cannoli and baked bread in the aroma, and this time we got a little bit more of the lighter fruit, the gala apples, some lime, and still that herbal element of basil. And of course, as the cup cooled in that particular preparation, we experienced more of the honeyed milk chocolate characteristics, and almost like a milk chocolate almond. And then the last preparation that we did for a full City level roast, we did it in the Vietnamese fin filter, which we have right here. And it's actually still a little bit brewing in my cup right now. But we've got some videos on the website that Barista on Duty has done, that we've done in the past, about the Vietnamese fin filter. So definitely check that out at Jitters Cafe, Jitters with a Z, cafe.com. So the final level that we prepared in the full City level roast was the fin filter in a fine grind, still that velvety mouthfeel, pancakes, cannoli, and baked bread, wet aroma. This one was very fruity, syrupy in the taste. It had lots of chocolate in the finish. It had a really big punch of fruit though, and pomegranate, a bit of nut in the finish also, and it almost reminded us of waffles and honey that we all like to enjoy. So once again, the full City level roast gives us more of the mature characteristics of the cup. Now we're going to go back to, Seneca here, our newest addition. I almost skipped over him, but our newest addition to the Jitters Cafe team. He actually is not a big coffee fan, and when we first met, I convinced him. I told him one day I'm gonna convert you to a coffee drinker, and he swore that the first time I gave him decaffeinated coffee that he was up all night long. So with this week he got to experience some of our fresh roast Harrar at the full City level. And why don't you tell us about what you experienced in that cup?
I actually enjoyed it. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I actually enjoyed that cup of coffee, and I probably would have that cup of coffee about once a week. I think it was very, very good.
So he said he'll have that about once a week, and can we count on giving you more coffee from now on?
Yes, maybe once a week, or maybe even twice a week.
Oh, wow. So we can count this as a coffee conversion. Okay, good. So now we're going to go back to the City Plus level roast, and I think this is where a lot of people like to say the Harrar shines at the full city level roast, but I think that the Harrar shines, for me at least, at the City Plus level roast. I think it has the best characteristics of the cup, and not by my own opinion, but I think it shows all of the best qualities that the cup has to offer in terms of the brightness, the fruitiness. You taste a lot of different fruit elements, as well as the natural characteristics that we usually experience of an Ethiopian cup character. So let's just go over really quickly what we experience at the City level roast. Of course, grinded the French press, of course, 5-minute prep, we always do that. Still that smooth, velvety mouthfeel. And one of the characteristics, the taste profile of that particular cup was tangerine. It was overtaken by a nuttiness and macadamia nuts. It's definitely a wild fruit aspect to it. And as it cools, it has a little bit more of that chocolate fruit bomb. And if you've ever tasted a chocolate encased raspberry, it's something that we all enjoy, or a chocolate encased cherry is really great for people to enjoy. And then at the City level roast again, I like to call this preparation the twin brother. You always have a set of twins, and one always looks a little bit better than the other one. This still is prepared at the City Plus level roast, but this time we prepared it in the Vietnamese spin filter. And what we did was we took it a little bit longer than we usually prepare coffee in the Vietnamese spin filter. It was about a 10-minute preparation, and we packed about 2.5 to 3 scoops of coffee in there. We tightly packed it. So it's a little bit unusual for us to do that, and it's a little bit more than what we would normally do. And what we experienced in this particular preparation was, I called it like catching the Holy Ghost. And if you've seen some of our conversations over Twitter, we've had an extensive conversation about the Harrar giving us the Holy Ghost. Well, this is what it was. This had a lot more of the fruit-like characteristics in the mouthfeel, and the texture for this level was actually a little bit drier than it was across all the other different roast levels. A lot of boastful fruit in this particular preparation, a lot of tangerine in this preparation, a lot of wild fruit, raspberry, toffee nut, and it becomes a chocolate fruit bomb, like I said. And also, I believe it'll be a great single origin espresso. I don't think a lot of people looked at it before. They've used it in blends, and perhaps they've used it as a single origin espresso, but I think this might have people looking at it a different way for espresso. But a lot of the fruit bomb characteristics, tangerine, pomegranate, and you experience the lime and all of that very intensity. I call it an intense intimacy of the coffee at this level. So I think that's all I got. Overall, it's a great cup from City level roast to the full City level roast. And I usually do a food pairing for coffees when I wrap up the videos, but this time I'm not going to do a food pairing, and this is my suggested food pairing that you don't pair with food, because you don't want anything else to overshine it. And if you really did want to pair it with food, pair it at the City level roast with a handful of nuts, perhaps almonds or pecans, or even walnuts maybe, but I think almonds or pecans is where it would perform best. A handful of raisins or fresh baked warm buttery bread. So we thank Seneca, our newest addition, for joining us, and we will see you soon. This will post on jitterscafe.com, and check out some other videos that we have featuring